50 years of our independence, the National Guard has been there from the beginning. We joined George Washington as we won our independence back in 1776. We were there on the beaches as we came on Normandy and Omaha Beach on June 6, 1944. We were there for Midnight Hammer, Absolute Resolve, and Continue in Epic Fury. And our National Guard will be always ready, always there. Now here in Washington, D.C., as we brought on the task force, General Blanchard, being the JTF commander, we brought 2,500 guardsmen in from 15 states in the District of Columbia, and you all have done an amazing job. You all have saved over 235 lives. You all have done over 530 medical assistance to personnel. You have restored children back to their families 27 times. And you have done amazing things in support of law enforcement to make sure we reduce crime. As we celebrate 250 years on Saturday, most Americans will get up and they'll think about barbecues and family and friends. They'll think about where they're going to watch the fireworks. But our National Guard will have 40,000 globally engaged somewhere, and they'll wake up and they'll lace up their boots and they'll think about going into the ballistic missile defense site to make sure we're secure. They'll think about cyber and how we're making sure we're protecting our networks. And right here in D.C., they'll be lacing up to make sure that they can fly jets into the air, whether they're maintainers, our crew chiefs, or the pilots, to keep our skies safe, not only over Washington, D.C., but across our nation. And so as we go forward and we've bumped up another 2,500 to celebrate the 4th in our independence for 250 years, that's a quarter of a millennium. Think about that. And so we want to give a shout out to our governors and to our adjutants generals for helping to make sure that our guardsmen can be here and ready to go so we can celebrate across our nation. Now we have guardsmen also that are getting ready for maybe a tropical storm in Guam. We have guardsmen up on the side of a mountain right now clearing out fire lanes so that we can stop wildfires. And we have guardsmen that are supporting Venezuela as they've just had the 2 large earthquakes. And so our Guard's 435,000 strong. We're going to be always ready, always there, which is our motto. Happy birthday, America. And it's super excited to be here on the 4th of July. Thank you. And now I'll turn it over to our Honorable Blanche.
Thank you, everybody. My name's Todd Blanche. I'm the Acting Attorney General. So on behalf of the United States Department of Justice, I want to tell every one of you, men and women, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It was just about 1 year ago today when President Trump said that he looked around this city, the capital of the greatest country in the history of civilization, and didn't like what he saw. He didn't like the crime, he didn't like the way it looked, and he instructed us to do something about it. And that's exactly what we've done. And we haven't done it because of me. We haven't done it because of anybody standing behind me. We've done it because of each and every one of you. And the goal, our goal was simple: create a city that's as beautiful and as amazing as the country that it represents. Whether it's a world leader coming to negotiate peace or trade with the President of the United States, or a 3rd grader or a 5th grader from Kansas coming to see the sights of this great city, they have every right and every expectation to do it in an environment that is safe and beautiful. And so when you hear President Trump, when you hear me, when you hear leadership talk about the success that we have seen over the past year in this city, we are literally being carried on your backs when we take that credit. We know that it is you guys every day, whether you have not a single encounter on your shift, or whether you spend that day interacting with people in this city all day, you're putting your lives at risk, and you're doing so because of this great country. So I hope that every one of you know that when we thank President Trump for what he did for this city, we're also thanking every one of you. So I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you very much for standing out here in this heat. And God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Stephen Miller. I'm the Homeland Security Advisor for the President of the United States. I want to begin by thanking General Norhouse, General Blanchard, Attorney General Todd Blanche, my very good friend, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and Carl McDonald, Rick Furia, and Tony Salisbury, the Deputy HSA. Each and every one of you has been part of the single most successful public safety initiative in the history of this country. In 12 months, the crime rates in D.C. have gone from among the highest in the world to the lowest recorded in the history of our nation's capital. It is the largest, fastest, steepest reduction in violent crime that has been achieved in any city, anywhere in this country, since the recording of crime data has existed. Just think about that for a second. Work that would normally take 20 or 30 years, if ever, was done in less than 1 year's time. But it's not just the reduction in crime. The beautification of the city, the improvement to the quality of life, the cleanliness of the city, the order of the city, the feeling of security and physical comfort, the psychological ability of people from every part of this country and every part of the world to come visit our nation's capital and to see you as they tour this nation's historic sites and to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel that their children are safe. You cannot put a price tag on that. I've heard story after story where parents say to their kids when they're waiting to get picked up, just go find where the National Guard is and stand there and wait until I can come pick you up. You cannot put a dollar value on what you were provided to not only the people who live in this city, but the people who visit this city. This is the nation's capital, the capital of the United States, on the 250th anniversary of her birth. And you've not only done everything I've said, but also the national security of this city, the ability to guard it against cyber threats, terrorism, and every form of national security threat, and to make sure, as we begin this celebration, that we can do so in complete physical safety. All of civilization can be fundamentally divided into two groups of people, builders and destroyers. Between the people who do the work to build, sustain, and nurture civilization, the people who serve, who sacrifice, who give, who care for others, who protect others, who defend others, and those who only destroy, who litter, who rob, who graffiti, who deface, who degrade. Civilization only exists because of people like you. People who choose to serve, who choose to sacrifice, who choose to build, who choose to dedicate themselves to some cause greater than their own vanity. Each and every one of you is the reason why America's future is brighter than it's ever been before. So on behalf of President Trump, on behalf of the White House, on behalf of the U.S. government, and on behalf of the American people, thank you. You have our everlasting gratitude. God bless, and happy Independence Day.
Stephen, thank you very much. To everything you said, yes and amen. In general, thank you for your leadership. Attorney General, thank you for being here, for backing us up along the way. To the entire team, to the soldiers here, thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for waiting out here in the sun. I'm to blame. Sorry, I had a meeting go long. I never want to make a formation stand out any longer than it has to, because I've stood in your formation before, waiting for somebody to show up so I can get on and do my job. And that's the beautiful part about what you do. You do your job no matter what. In fact, this background noise this morning is perfect. It's the sound of ingrates, of ingratitude, of people who are so blinded by ideology they can't see law and order and common sense in front of them. That there's nothing ideological about this group. There's nothing political about this exercise. Law and order is something all Americans deserve. Black, white, rich, poor, man or woman from D.C. or far-flung places in this country. And the beautiful thing is, when I look out at this group, that's all of you. From all across this great country. You're not from Washington, most of you, but this is your